LSE's Management and Strategy is one of the most subscribed courses that we help students on, and for good reason. This is, in my opinion, the #1 course to fast track you into a career in strategy consulting at a top company such as BCG, Bain, McKinsey, or the likes. But because of that, LSE do not make it easy to get your brand on their CV. In fact, this course has just a 15% acceptance rate, one of the lowest for any management courses in Europe. And it's been falling over the past 10 years, getting harder to get into as more and more people realize how good this course is on your CV. But I'm Richard, and over the last 10 years, I've worked with my team all day, every day to help students to get offers into top university courses at LSE, such as Management and Strategy. In fact, I have an over 85% success rate of helping my students to get into this top rated course. And today I'm going to talk through just 4 tips of the 54 I have that I can share with you today to help hopefully supercharge your application and avoid the pitfalls that others might make. Tip number 1 is strategy, strategy, strategy. This is LSE's MSc Management and Strategy, and too many candidates are just copying and pasting their applications from UCL, KCL, and other management courses. If you do not talk about strategy in your application, you're at a huge disadvantage. I want to know what career you are going to do and how it's relevant to strategy. Maybe you're going to be a strategy consultant. I want to know what societies you're going to join and how they're relevant to strategy. Maybe it's the London Strategic Consulting Group that LSE have, and you can see the amazing opportunities that they offer and talk about those in your application to show really in-depth research. I want to see which electives you're going to take. LSE has fantastic electives, and if they're not related to strategy, I'm going to be asking question marks. So mention the word strategy as much as you can. Seriously, LSE care most about this, your academic understanding of the subject. 80% of your application should be an academic understanding. That means textbooks, that means academic journals, that means quoting lecturers and in-depth higher education books to show you really understand what management and strategy are at a postgraduate level. How do you get in? You need to sound like you've already done the first term of the course, and that's how LSE think this person is going to be successful. Tip number 2, prepare for the GMAT. As always, we need a strategy. Now, the GMAT is compulsory for pretty much everyone who applies to this course, UK and international, the only course at LSE that has such strict requirements. In fact, the only way to really get a waiver is to already be at LSE studying a relevant course, although we have helped a few other students to get waivers over the years, but there's no guarantee of that. So you need to be preparing in advance. Now, this course has a high GMAT score. The average is as high some years as 655 on the GMAT focus. That's just the top 10% of applicants. But using the tips and strategies that we've amassed, our candidates on average enjoy an acceptance with 30 points below that average, showing the power of some of these tips and having a good strategy. Either way, make sure you prepare early for your GMAT. You want to be spending most of summer doing an hour or 2 a day to make sure you get a really good score. In fact, these days, I recommend that clients just start working with a GMAT tutor from the beginning of their application. At the start, they can help you find the best resources, maybe some gamified apps to make it a bit easier. And at the end of the process, they can help you with that all-important exam technique. Now, if you're finding this helpful so far, please do consider sharing our channel with those in your network. We cover all top business schools around the world, and we really love seeing in the comments we've helped people to get in. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you're finding this content helpful. Coming at number 3, you've probably heard it if you've seen any of my LSE content before, long track record of success in maths. This course requires a high 2-1 and explicitly wants you to have a social science such as economics or another quantitative subject such as engineering. It is a quantitative course. The GMAT will help make sure that you've got good quants, but you want to be talking about quantitative throughout your application. Bonus marks if the referee you choose is a quantitative teacher to help this. Which leads to my final tip, pick your referee very carefully. LSE will look at your referee before they read or look at the rest of your application. Therefore, if your reference is lukewarm and barely knows you, they might not even end up reading what you have written. This is called a level 1 rejection and would be heartbreaking if you've put all this time into preparing for something like a GMAT. Not all references are equal. LSE almost always will look for 2 academic references. Most people have one referee that knows them much better than the other. Make sure, and this is important, make sure that that referee is the first to submit. Typically, the second reference is just a check, a bit of paperwork. So make sure that that first reference is where you put most of your energy. Now, that's just 4 of the tips we have for LSE management and strategy. I'm so happy whenever I get called up at the end of every cycle and my students have got into this amazing course. We'd love to work with you and help you to get that life-changing offer. And if we can be of any help, please do contact us using the information at the end of this video.